I'm Victoria and this is What Victoria Read. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today it's time for the mid-year book freakout tag, one of my favourite tag videos to do in the year. It was originally created, so I've got my screen up here, it was originally created by Earl Grey Books and Shami, hopefully I've said that correctly. I will link the original video in the description. And yeah, I've done it every year for the last couple of years. It's June as I'm filming this, it's late June. It seemed to be the time to do it. Let's get into the questions. So as always when I do tags, I've got my computer screen up here with the questions because there is absolutely no way I will be able to remember them. It's got 13 questions and we are just going to go through. So question number 1, best book that you've read so far in 2022. The best book I've read so far this year was also my first read of the year. I saw April from Getting Hooker with its version of this video yesterday, and she said exactly the same thing. Her favourite read of the year was also her first read of the year, and I'm in exactly the same position. This is the start of the Practical Magic series. You can see Practical Magic here. By Alice Hoffman, and she's written them out of order. So this was the most recent one published when I picked it up. There's been another one since I've not read yet. And this is the beginning, as it says on the front. Every story has its beginning, every rule has its purpose. And I read this whilst Gary and I were away for New Year. It was just the two of us. We're in a tiny cottage right by the river, and I had the most beautiful reading experience. Read it in basically a day. And I just adored every second of it, and it is still my favourite book of the year so far. So definitely Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. Number 2, best sequel you've read so far in 2022. Okay. You can see the gap there where they live now. Let's talk about this series. This is the 6 Tudor Queens series by Alison Weir. Forgot that for a second. Technically, I can't include the first one, the Catherine of Aragon one, because that's not a sequel. At the time of filming this, I've read 5 of the 6. I've got the 6th one on my June TBR, so we'll see if I get to it. And once I have read it, then I'm going to do a ranking video. But let's just pull out my favourite one so far. My favourite one so far is Jane Seymour. These are fictionalised versions of the lives of Henry VIII's wives. And I'm obsessed. I'm completely obsessed. I enjoy historical fiction anyway, and I always have. And I've read a lot of Alison Weir's non-fiction and some of her other fiction works that are all kind of based around the Tudors and that kind of time period. But there's something about these that just absolutely hooked me. I read the first 3 in 1 month while I had COVID, or 4. No, I think I read the first 3 when I had COVID in April. And then I've read the rest, the other 2, a little bit more slowly, and I'm trying to save the 6th one. I can actually see it, it's behind the camera in my book stack next to the sofa, and I'm kind of trying to save it because I'm like, once I read it, the series is done. But yeah, these have been really popular. They've been they're actually quite old. I think the newest one came out this year or end of last year, but they're quite backlist, but they had these stunning new covers. The original covers, if you look for them on GoodReads, are so ugly, and I feel like the new covers really helped because, I mean, look how pretty. But yeah, I've just got really swept away by this series and entirely obsessed. So yeah, they were definitely the best sequels I've read so far this year. Okay, question 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. Okay, I've got a whole stack of these upstairs, but I've chosen All's Well by Mona Awad. I picked this up while I was in Edinburgh with Leanne and Harry, and it's based around the staging of a Shakespeare play. And I haven't read Bunny, which is Mona Awad's other famous book. I haven't read that one. I do want to, but it's just something about this that I feel like was calling to me, and it's not going to fit onto my July TBR. That's a video that's coming later in the month. When we're talking about unrealistic TBRs, that one is ridiculous. But anyway, so I definitely won't pick this up until at least August, but it's just something about this one I'm really excited about. Apologies for the angle change. Husband came home, so I've said to go and see him, say hello. And if you can hear kettle brewing and background noise, we're just going to live with it because the man needs his tea. Anyway, I was talking about this one. This is set around the staging of a Shakespeare play, and I don't know, there's just something about it that's calling to me, and it's been blurred by Margaret Atwood, and I really, really want to get to this soon. Okay, question 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Silverborn. Silverborn is coming. It's the next one. Oh, I very nearly hit myself in the face with that book. It's the next one in the Moroccan Crow series by Jessica Townsend. I am so excited for this. It's coming out in October. I'm going to reread Hollowpox in November to kind of get back into the world and get me like even more excited for it. And I genuinely might burst the day it comes out. Also on that same day is the final volume of Heartstopper, which hopefully, if the post gods are with me, they will be arriving on the same day. And I genuinely don't know which one I will read first because both of them are really anticipated. But yeah, Silverborn is the next one in the Moroccan Crow series. And I love this middle grade series. It has my whole heart. And I'm not sorry about the person I'm going to turn into when the next one arrives. So yeah, definitely that one. Okay, I've done that one. Question 5, biggest disappointment. I don't have this with me because it has already left my house. Verity by Colleen Hoover. I read this a couple months ago and at the time it was okay. It was like a fast read. It was like a 3-star, really predictable. But like the more I think about it, the more I think I hate it. Oh, now the cat wants to get involved in disrupting my videos. Jack, you're fine. He wants to get out the door, but I don't want to open the door because noise. Anyway, Colleen Hoover, Verity, yes. Biggest disappointment definitely this year, and I feel bad saying that because I know a lot of people enjoy it, and as always, like, reading is such personal taste, and if you enjoyed it then great. I'm really pleased that you did. For me, it was just really basic. It was really obvious what was going on. I didn't like any of the characters. I have no urge at all to read anymore Colleen Hoover, quite honestly. So yes, definitely one and done with that author. Okay, biggest surprise, Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters. I also almost said Waterman. No, Sarah Waters. I read The Little Stranger, or tried to read The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters last year, and it's like a 500-page book. I got 250 pages in and I was so bored that I DNF'd it, even though I'd put in the work of 250 pages. I just DNF'd it. I was like, life is too short. And then I think it was Jessie at Bowties and Books did a reading vlog or a review for this, and I was like, that sounds really good, and I was like, okay, we'll give the author a second try. So I put it on my wish list, and I think it was definitely gifted to me. I can't remember who sent it to me. I think it was a birthday present. From Laura. Yeah, this was an end of term gift from the lovely Laura, and I devoured this book. I absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars, thought it was gorgeous, and it was a definite surprise because having gone from a DNF to a 5-star with the same author, got a bit of whiplash. I do have Fingersmith on my TBR upstairs, and I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, is it going to be a DNF? Is it going to be a 5-star? Who knows? So yeah, but definitely one of my biggest surprises of the year was Tipping the Velvet, and a very happy surprise it was. Okay, number 7, favourite new author debut or to you. I adored this. This is The Mad Woman's Ball by Victoria Mass. She's a French author. This was her debut, I think. She's written poetry before, but this was her first actual novel or novella. It's quite short. I've obviously only read one from her, and I feel like probably shouldn't put her in as a new favourite author, but I enjoyed it so much I will read whatever she puts out next. So to me that tells me, you know, she's an auto-read author, so she's probably going to be a favourite. And yeah, I thought this was stunning. Really enjoyed the way it was written, and like I said, I will read whatever she puts out next. Okay, 8, newest fictional crush. Okay, so I've dodged this question the last couple of times I've done this tag, and I feel like I should just say it. So I'm demisexual, which means it's part of the asexuality umbrella. That feels really weird to say that out loud on the internet. That's quite scary. But it means that I don't get crushes ever at all. The only person I've ever really had a crush on is my husband, and that happened after I'd known him for quite some time. So I don't have an answer for this, and like future years I'm just going to skip over this question because it doesn't apply to me. And there we go. That's a very uneloquent way. Uneloquent is not a word. It's not a very eloquent way of saying it. I've said it on Instagram. I think I might have said it on Twitter. I've not said it here yet. So yes, demisexual. I don't have an answer for this because it doesn't apply. Next. New favourite character. Let's just drag the book stack over here so I'm not leaning quite so much. Amari from Amari and the Night Brothers. I'm really excited for the next book in this series. It's beautiful sprayed edges. I think this was also from Laura. I feel like it was. Yes, it was. I love Amari. She is smart and brave and clever and funny and real, because she also messes up and she's very human, and she apologizes when she gets things wrong, and she has quite a lot of anxiety that she's working through, and she's just one of those characters that really feels like a whole rounded person, and at the same time I'm like cheering her on the whole way. I was on her side from the first page through to the last, and like I said, I'm really excited for the sequel. I think it's called The Great Game. I am late to the Amari party. I only read this I think last month, and I'm annoyed that I waited so long to read it because I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and she is the character that makes it. So yeah, she's definitely my new favourite character, and I can't wait to read more about her. Okay, book number 10, book that made you cry. This might have been my answer last year and the year before, because this was a reread, and that's Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. There aren't many books that make me cry. This one, even though it was a reread, now we've got a plane overhead. This might be one of my most chaotic videos. We've got planes, we've got husbands, we've got cars, we've got cats. Wow, they're really going low. Let's just wait for them to pass. We'll wait for you. That's fine. Are they landing in my garden? Right. This one was a reread, but it still has the power to genuinely make me sob, like tears rolling down my face, kind of sobbing. In case you don't know, this book has been everywhere. It won the Women's Prize in 2020, and it follows the story of Hamnet, who was Shakespeare's 11-year-old son, who died at the age of 11. We don't know quite why he died, how he died, but he died in plague year. And this takes the fact of his death and it builds a narrative around it about his family. And it's mostly about grief and the different way that people grieve. It's also about the role of women, and it's about family, and it's about the bonds that we forge. And it's just beautiful, and it makes me sob every single time I pick it up. So definitely that one. Okay, question 11. We've got 3 left. Book that made you happy. This is the Tea Dragon Festival by Kay O'Neill, and it's just like a ray of sunshine or a hug in book format. This is obviously a graphic novel, and this was a present that was sent to me by Marianne. And she sent it to me when my Edinburgh trip got pushed back because I got COVID. And it was just the perfect time to send it to me. And this is the second one. The first one is the Tea Dragon Society, and I don't even really want to say that much about it because I don't want to give spoilers because it's so small. But it's just about a world in which there are tea dragons, which are these literal dragons that grow tea out of their heads. They're these little guys down here. And you drink the tea, and then you get a certain emotion or a memory from that tea. And it's about that world, and it's stunning. Like, the illustration style is just absolutely beautiful. Like, I don't want to show any spoilers, so let me just show you like the opening page. It's absolutely beautiful, and it just brought me so much joy. And it's definitely one of those things, both of the books are going to be those things that I kind of turn to when I'm having rubbish times. And I'm really excited for the 3rd volume to come out, and I think it comes out later this year. Maybe, I've imagined that. I've pre-ordered it anyway. I'm very excited about it. Okay, 11, no, we just did 11, 12. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. So I've gone for one book that I was sent by a publisher. I've gone for one ARC and then one other. So the book that I haven't bought either of these were both gifted to me, but one that I rescued from a friend's unhaul pile. That makes it sound really gallant, doesn't it? I've rescued it from the pile. One that I took from Leanne's unhaul pile, obviously with her permission, is a book that I'm not even sure I'm entirely interested in. I read a series from the author. No, I didn't. I read the first 2 books in a trilogy. Now we've got helicopters. What is happening today? I read the first 2 books in a trilogy from this author, and I didn't even finish it because I didn't really enjoy the trilogy that much. I'm not entirely sure if this book is going to be for me, but it was so pretty, and the noise that came out of me when I was looking at it, I couldn't leave it. And that book is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is like YA fantasy, which is not my genre at all. But can we just talk about firstly this cover? I think this is the Fairy Loot edition. Look at the cover, and then we got sprayed edges that are pink, and then look at the stenciled edges. I mean, it's stunning. And then even the back is pretty, and the spine. So anywhere you put this on your bookshelf, it's going to look stunning. And then inside, because it's Fairy Loot, we've got, I'll show you, I'll do it a bit at a time. We've got the inside of the cover is this. I mean, seriously? And then, because I love a hardback book, as we know, the naked hardback might be one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. Look at that. And it says The Ballad of the Archer and the Fox. what? And then we're not even done yet with the pretty things, because look at the end pages. Just gorgeous. And then we've got different end pages at the other side. Yeah. I just, like, that's one of the prettiest things I own. So yeah, I got that one, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to enjoy the book. It's not often that I'm shallow with my book choices, but I saw that, and Leanne was getting rid, and she was like, do you want it? And I was like, yes. Not even sure I'll enjoy the story, but, you know, at least I'll have something pretty to look at while I read it. So there's that one. And then I have been really, really lucky to be sent some stunning arcs this year for books that I'm really excited for. But I think probably the prettiest arc I've had this year is this one. Look at this. This came from Book Break. This is Stoneblind by Natalie Hayes. And this is out in September, so I'll be reading it in August. And it's a Medusa retelling. It's Medusa's story. It's floppy as well, like, oh, we love that. But look at this. This is just the arc copy. I haven't actually seen the finished copy. Oh, and it came with stickers, which is always fun. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, we got this Medusa sticker and this one. I mean, I might just put them on my teaching journal for next year, particularly the Medusa one. I think that's fun. But look at the back as well, and the spine. Like, I love me some shiny books, as you can tell. And then the last question, which books do you need to read by the end of the year? All of them. I do this thing where if a book gets to a year old on my TBR, I start to get stressed. And as you'll see from my July TBR, which is coming, which is quite the TBR, I am trying to make sure that no books cross over that line. So I prioritise the oldest books on my TBR. Obviously things like arcs jump the queue, and sometimes I get overexcited about a book. Like, I will not be waiting to read Silverborn when that comes, or the last Heartstopper volume. Those will just go straight onto my TBR. They won't even hit my shelves. They will just be in my hands. I will be reading them. But I do try and prioritise the oldest books on my TBR, and I will link my TBR playlist, because when my July TBR goes up, it will be there, and you can see what I am attempting to do next month, which is ridiculous. So yeah, those are my top, bottom and middle books, I guess, of the year. I'm having a really good reading year so far. At the time of filming this, I'm on like 60 something books, like 67 books, I think. So that's good. It's not bad for someone that works 50 plus hours a week. And mostly I'm having a really good time. I think my average, StoryGraph said that my average at the moment is like 4.1, so I'm having a really good time. It's not just about the volume, obviously, like the quality of what I'm reading is really high as well. So I'm having a really good reading year. Very quick reminder that if you want more nonsense from me, I'm very active on Twitter and Instagram. I'm also on StoryGraph. I do also use GoodReads, but I only use GoodReads to track. I don't really use it to like socialize or chat, but yeah, I'm very active on Twitter and Instagram. So please subscribe if you'd like more of this chaos. Oh, let's do an emoji. Hang on, let's do a snake emoji for Medusa, and this beautiful I mean look at the shine on that, like, what? So yeah, leave me a snake emoji if you got to this point in the video. Please subscribe if you like more of this chaos, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you everyone. I can't even do the outro. Thanks everyone. Bye.